Hey, what's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Jay. I am, man. Look, this the next morning from the Boots Lima fight. And, to be honest, it ain't really too much to get into. It was a first round KO. But just to touch on it a little bit, when Boots threw, because they both was in southpaw, they both like threw left hands and Boots missed his. I think he threw it to the body and he was off balance a little bit. But when he was off balance, he like shot the uppercut from the lead hand to an angle where Lima didn't see it from, and that's what kind of started it off from there. And that type of shit that he did right there is kind of, because Boots is passing the eye test on every level. Because you don't see that type of shit often. So even though his level of competition ain't really up to par, when you see stuff like that, man, it's just kind of like, you see it. You see what the height, this ain't normal shit, even though he's doing it against normal opponents. This ain't nothing normal that he doing. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, that's all that happened in the fight. And I'm really feeling like AB, because this video ain't really going to be about the fight. It's like AB said that one time. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the fight.
That's what I was thinking about. Fuck the fight. We won that easy.
It is what it is. Boots, the dilemma, the problem, the situation that Boots in right now, his next move got to be his best move. Because Boots getting to the point where, all right, you saying you want this, you saying you want that in terms of being the best in boxing, but the way you moving ain't lining up with that. Right? This fight was set up to be like a showcase, you know what I'm saying? But we 35, 36 fights in, you know what I'm saying? Do we really need another showcase? What did this really do for his name? Because anybody who's seen Boots, just because he just moved up to 54, we still think he top 5. I'm probably the best person at 54 because, even though, to keep this in mind, even though I'm probably finna rant a little bit about Boots, if you lined up Boots and Virgil Ortiz tomorrow, I'm picking Boots. If you lined up Boots and Fundora tomorrow, I'm picking Boots. Not saying he couldn't lose any of these fights, but hell, if you just asking me who I'm picking Boots damn near over everybody. So, you know what I'm saying? His next move got to be his best move for sure. Because it's getting to that point, man, with that narrative on him. People are already starting to put Duck under there. He's scared of Virgil. He's scared of this. So to really see what type of time he going to be on for his career, he kind of shot to Sean Zattel. Sean Zattel described it the best whenever he talk about Boots. He always say, like, I'm still holding on to my boot stock. I'm not selling my boot stock. And when you see performances like he just did and the standing on his fight, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to try to sell your boot stock because we see the potential. We see the potential through the roof. It's like that. So it's getting to that point where we want to start cashing in on this boot stock we got because we've been holding it, and it went up a little bit from the standing on this fight. But when I bought it, y'all told me it could go up here. And that's what the next fight gonna tell us everything. I'm not saying it gotta be Virgil Ortiz, but it gotta be a title fight, man. And if it's not a title fight, it gotta be Virgil. It gotta be Virgil. And it ain't even just him at 54. Damn near all these guys at 54 need to start mixing and mashing so we can see who the best dude at 54. Because right now it's kind of like how 35 was. Like, it's a bunch of names. We got Tank here, we got Shakur here, we got, people here, and none of these guys are fighting. And 54 kind of getting like that. The only exception, in my opinion, is a Virgil, where he can't really get the fights he wants, but he finna fight Erickson Lubin, a top 10 guy, and he's coming off 2 top 10 back-to-back wins with Majimov and Bahocha. So Virgil moving like how we want a guy to move. Boots kind of need to start getting on that level, man, because it's that time now. Because Boots is on a short leash right now, man, because, as time went by, we don't have reports. We done turned down Virgil Ortiz twice. Once because he said he wanted all the belts at 47. Fine. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that. He want to, achieve some legacy. But from what I understand, he turned down Virgil twice for this fight because it could have been this fight, but he wanted the tune-up showcase, you know what I'm saying, fight. And then reports came out, he turned down Devin Haney. These are all coming out the fighter's mouth. Like Virgil Ortiz said, yeah, we took that fight. It was on the table, and we took it. Devin Haney said Turkey offered us this fight, and we took it. And Boots didn't want to fight unless it was at a catch weight. which I don't blame Devin. Let's do it for the belts. He turned down T.O. T.O. was fiending for the fight. T.O. was fiending for the fight for Turkey. And, you know, he was damn near acting like a spoiled brat because he didn't get boots. Turned that down. And even we come to find out that he was chasing Terrence Crawford. He could have fought Terrence Crawford on BLK Prime and turned that down because he wanted to stay loyal to Al Heyman, who he ended up leaving anyway. So Boots on a short leash right now, man, with a lot of people. He on a short leash with a lot of people because, granted, you know, in his earlier years, some of that wasn't his fault because he got froze out by Bud and Spence and that last generation of guys. But he not blameless, man. He didn't make the fight happen with Brian Norman. Brian Norman wanted like a certain number. They didn't give him that number. And I don't blame him because everything in that fight that they would have done, it was going to be in Boots' favor. Like the promotion, the money, the location was all going to be in Boots' favor. So if all this going to be in his favor, let me at least get my certain number. And they ain't give it to him. And I put some of that blame on Boots because right after that, negotiations fell for that. He make a deal with Stanionis where the reports came out, and I could care less what a fighter made. I don't really care about, I ain't really here for that, but I'm just saying, listen, to be objective and be fair. He made a deal with Stanionis, and the report says Stanionis made more money than Boots did for that fight. So how come we couldn't get that same deal to Brian Norman? So it's just a lot of things that happen that make you look at Boots a little sideways. Like, you know what I'm saying? Is you capping on what you want? Is you really, do you really want to fight these guys? Because a lot of this stuff somewhat wasn't your fault, but a few of them was. From what we understand, we on the outside looking in, but from what come out, it seemed like some of this was, you part of the blame as well. And, we'll see. That's why I say his next move got to be his best move. It's going to be important who his next fight is and how we going to start viewing Boots from then on. Because it got to be something serious. It's about he not young. He ain't no spring chicken. He like 29, 30. It's about time to start cashing in on some of that boot stock we all holding. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't too much to get into for the actual fight itself. It was a showcase. Whatever, he got that out the way. So now it's time to really get down to business and really get to where we think you can get to, man. Because we see the talent. We see the talent, man. It's like the boxing is his personality, because right outside the ring, he really mild-mannered, low-key. He don't really do a lot of rah-rah yelling, talking. But when he get in the ring, it's like all his personality. It's like he expressed himself with boxing, man. And every time he do an interview with the one channel, shout out to them. It's always with that same channel. I forgot their name. Shout out to them. But he always in the gym. He always in the gym. So he putting that work in, man. So I personally don't think it's Cal. I think he do want to fight these guys. I think he just kind of got caught changing his mind a couple times, which, we all human. We all change our minds on what we want to do, and situations come up. It is what it is. But right now, it's time to get real to see what he want to do next, man, and how people going to start viewing him and talking about him. Because it's already creeping in now. He on the short leash with a lot of folks. So we'll see. I think he will make these fights happen eventually. Because I think he really put that work in, and he really believed in himself. So, but he got to do it before I just give him that credit. And, we'll see what happens from there. Because like I said, even though this video ain't just boosting up Boots in a super positive manner, you make Boots against anybody at 54 tomorrow, I'm going to pick Boots. Because he looked like he that good. He looked like he that good. So it's just time to start proving it, man. But that's all for this video. It ain't going to be too much because the fight itself, it wasn't really nothing to talk about. I guess it's more or less just a rant on what Boots go from here and what I want to see and what a lot of people want to start seeing from Boots. Because, we don't want to see no more tune-up fights. We don't want to see no more showcase fights. It's time to really start making the big fights happen. That's for everybody at 54, not for just Boots. Fundora need to fight Virgil. All these guys. We don't know who the best guys. Those Xander Zayas in there. He look like he trying to, hide on his own little island. I don't know, but we'll get into the rest later. The next big fight, I think, is that Virgil Ortiz, Erickson Lubin fight, man. I think that's an interesting fight, and we're going to get into that later. But I appreciate y'all for checking in the video. Leave me a like if you like the video. If you've seen the other videos, give me a subscribe, man. I appreciate y'all, boys, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.